Right, if you ever want to get to your next level, if you ever want to become the best version of yourself, one of the most important things, I don't know if it's the most important thing, but it's one of the most important things you need to be able to adopt and master. And that is accountability. You need to take account for your actions. Yeah. It starts off by just like, it doesn't even have to be in the business world or nothing like that. It could be in your personal life or whatever. But people need to own up to what they've done. There's certain people, they'll put themselves in certain situations, and the outcome won't be in their favor. And instead of looking at themselves and then thinking to themselves, what could I have done in this situation that could have been better? They won't do that. They will always try and shift the blame onto other people. And that is what actually separates the successful people from just the average Joes who fail and keep on failing and never reach their optimum. The people who don't take accountability will never be able to make that progress because they don't know and they can't realize that the root of the problem is usually themselves. They're not able to own up. Do you know how many times I've been in conversations with people and I've been in certain situations and someone has been pulled up for what they've said in the past. Yeah, they might not even have said anything about someone else. They might have said something about themselves. And that person will be pulled and that person will be exposed. And they will complain and say, why did you say that? Hold on a minute. Didn't you not make that statement? Yeah, but if you make statements, whether it's confidential, and when I say confidential, I don't mean it's anything personal to do with them. So if someone says, I don't know, I got circumcised, something, I'm not gonna, bring that up, whatever. But if someone makes a statement and they trying to be bossy or whatever, or someone makes a statement, you need to be held accountable for that statement. Even if you say it to someone else, if you say stuff, you need to be held accountable. The only type of person who wouldn't want to be held accountable for a statement like that is if someone is like maybe a fake person or they try to deceive people. I always believe you need to be held accountable for things you do and things you say. A lot of people try and do stuff behind the scenes and try and get away with stuff. I've been in countless countless situations where people have said stuff about other people, and then I've had all three of us have been in the room, and I said, you said that about that person, and they will lie and they will sit there and tell me to my face, I did not say that, and I'll say, yes, you did, and they will lie and say, no, you didn't. I didn't say that. Listen, if I say anything, I do not mind being held accountable for what I say. Because I will never say anything about anyone behind their back that I would not say to their face. If someone ever said, Jay, I heard you said this about me, I'll say, yes, I did say that. Own up to it. Suffer the consequences if I have to. Whether that might be a fight, if someone want to try and bring it to me, or someone want to drop me out, no problem. But I will always, hold myself accountable for what I do and what I say. If I get into a situation and the situation, the outcome isn't in my favor, I will most of the time look at as to why did I not get out of that situation the right way, or why wasn't the outcome in my favor. When I deal with the police, more time, if they pull me on little minor stuff, more time I get away with it because I know how to conduct myself. Because I've seen over the past, when I've reacted in a negative way, that brings out a negative reaction in the police. So over the years, I've taken accountability for my actions. A lot of parents, they get on my flipping nerves, They think, it's not just in the black community, but it's more in the working class community anyway. They think the reason why there aren't jobs and stuff for and opportunities for the young people is because, the government doesn't want certain types of people to succeed. And that's rubbish. A lot of people are just lazy and they don't want to take accountability for their actions. They don't want to take accountability that they're not going out of their way and busting their ass to search for jobs. They just want to go to the job centre and they just want to, pretend that they're searching for jobs, complain about there being no jobs, and get their job seekers allowance. And the job seeker allowance is so low as well. I think it's like probably about £150 for 2 weeks. It might have gone up, it might have gone down. These things are always fluctuating. But the main thing with the parents I have a problem is as well, is like, they will complain that their child's in a gang, or their child is in a bad area, or the child is being influenced by the wrong people because they go to the wrong type of school. But they don't realize it's the parents' fault. Now, you might be thinking, how can it be the parents' fault? How can it be a parent's fault that their child has got into a gang, or their child's going out and stealing and robbing and stuff? Now, let me just put this out there. Obviously, there's always going to be the bad seed. There's always going to be that one child who they come from a good home and they just want to be a rebel. Yeah, that is always the case. I've heard situations, you know, I don't really know anyone who's come from a good home, like a really, really good home, where their parents are not like that at all and they've just gone off the rails. It does happen all the time, yeah. But more than likely, it's the parents' fault. Do you know why? Because we need to take this way back. We need to take this further back from the time of conception. Yeah. What type of people are these parents? Are these people really upstanding members of the community? Or are they just regular people who are just influenced by this stupid mainstream type of lifestyle? They have no direction in their life. Are they the types of parents? Listen, there are parents out there, yeah, who their children have gone to prison for selling crack, cocaine and heroin. And the parents themselves actually sell weed from the house. And they think they are delusional, and they think the reason why their child, you know, has grown up a certain way is because there's no job opportunities for young blacks or young people in general. And the root of the problem is the parents. The parents are selling weed from their house and they think it's okay. Now, personally, yeah, let me be real, yeah. Weed, yeah, isn't a big thing, but for me, you know, it's not about the actual weed itself. It's, you know, you're breaking the law, yeah. That is the main problem. It's that type of mindset that I'm doing something illegal and I've got children and sons and daughters in my house, whatever, but I'm going to show them, well, I'm not going to show them that this is illegal. I'm just going to show them that, yeah, it's okay. Because if you're selling weed from your house and you've got your children, whether or not they see that, that's your mentality. You're basically saying that to go out there and commit crimes is okay. A lot of parents are just, they're stupid and they're delusional. And then they wonder why their children grow up to be nothing. But I don't want to wash my mouth out on anyone. Yeah? And I know people are going to say, oh no, Jay, you know, you're washing your mouth out on these people. But at the end of the day, I can see a lot of adults now, yeah, who are the same age as me, older, whatever, and they've not made nothing of their life, yeah. And I know why. It's because of their parents. And I can see young children right now, yeah, and I can look at those children and think, not because of the children themselves, but because of who their parents are, they won't really become anything great. Not because their children don't have the potential, but their parents aren't serious. Their parents aren't serious. Parents, I swear, I'm going to end up murdering some parents right now. Parents, they think the reason why their children are influenced by the wrong people is because of the people around them. But yes, how did your children get there? As I said before the time of conception, were you striving to provide the best thing for your children, which was an education, which was surroundings, you know? They think the reason why their children are influenced by the wrong people is just because it's just like fate. Oh, they're in a bad area or whatever. But why are they in that bad area? Because you, as a parent, you didn't have the brain to think to yourself, let me save up my money, yeah? Let me put my children through private school. Let me isolate them from the bad seeds in this world, from the bad apples in this world. They don't think like that. And it's just, history repeats itself, because their parents were on the same foolishness, and then those children that grow up, they're going to be on that, and then their children's children, and it's just repeat cycle. Trust me. And I know it's true, even within the black community, because I've got a good friend. He's black. He's not from some silver spoon society, but his mum had the brain to think to herself, let me put my son through private school. And he has an amazing job and he's doing really well for himself. The man has never been arrested before. He grew up on the estate just like the rest of us, yeah? But because his mum had the brain to isolate him from day one, from when he was a little nipper, when he was a youth man, when he was a child, she isolated him from day one. He was not exposed to that type of lifestyle. So therefore, he went to a good private school. Then he went to a top university. Now he has a top job. I'm not making this up. Listen, in life, there are patterns and there are trends. There are parents out there, all they're concerned with is driving flashy car, looking good, stunting, doing all this stuff, looking cool. Listen, you see the parents that think like that, yeah, their children will grow up to be fools more than likely. People can say, oh yeah, you might be washing your mouth out on people, children, whatever. And on business, I am not a flipping sorcerer. I am not a wizard. I don't have special powers. Yeah. So by me saying this is not going to make no difference. Yeah. And we'll see. We'll see. Those children who are 10 years old right now, when they're 35 or whatever, when they're 25, we'll see how they turn out. Now, I'm not saying, yeah, just because their parents are like flashy and they stunt hard and stuff like that, their children won't become nothing all the time. There will be obviously the breakthroughs. There could be children that come from bad homes, yeah, where the parents are doing drugs and they grow up to be a lawyer or whatever. But those are the breakthroughs. Similarly, children come from good homes. I've got an older cousin. She's from near like around East London side, and she said that a guy that she grew up with, his dad was a barrister and his mum was a nurse, so they had decent jobs. Especially the dad. Dad was a barrister. Lives in a detached house in North Chingford or whatever. Came from a good background, but he decided he wanted to be a roadman and rap and represent the ends. Yeah, so there's always going to be the you know, I use the word breakthrough as a good thing, but in that case, a bad breakthrough. So you're always going to have people who are going to defy, you know, their parents in a good or bad way. But the parents need to realize the reason why their children live a certain lifestyle is because their parents themselves put them in that position. They put them there by default. They didn't do the work. All right, listen. You can't, listen, at the end of the day, right, people, you know, I can't get the words out now. Things happen and people have children, right? But, all right, you've made the mistake and you had a child too early, yeah? But what are you doing in that time of conception, that time, you know, of, you know, when the child has been, you know, grown in the belly, whatever, and like, flipping out, I'm losing my words now. But what are you doing in that time whilst a child is growing up? As you know, are you going out of your way to flipping, you know, provide the best for your children, or are you just concerned with looking good and stunting and driving a nice car and wearing the best clothes? You know, if you're like that, you need to change your ways, because your children's futures will definitely be affected by it. And if you don't believe me, in 40 years time, I hope this video is still on YouTube and they will see. Yeah, but we don't even need to go as far as that, because right now, yeah, if you know people who are not really doing that well for themselves, just look at their parents. Are their parents some mediocre people? Do their parents own their own house? Are their parents like upstanding members of the community? Do those people have brains? Or were they just some fools? Or are they still some fools? Yeah? So, I know plenty of examples. People can say, oh yeah, Jay, you might be washing your mouth out on people. I have no magic powers, but I have wisdom, and I can see that, you know, if you start off a certain way, you probably will end up a certain way. Anyway, can't kill people for too long in this video, so Jay is out. If you like the video, subscribe. If you don't like the video, change your station.